set up by our beloved teacher, Pujya Swami Dayananda Saraswati, an unparalleled teacher. And I thought we will begin this with a bhajan by Swamiji. Okay? So we'll play, so you can all join in where you can, all right? So you can play that bhajan now. Mrityunjaya Gananayaka Nayaka Sarga Sthiti Laya Karana Karana Mrityunjaya Gananayaka Nayaka Umapate Shiva Shankara Shankara Umapate Shiva Shankara Shankara Gangadhara Jagadishwara Ishwara Gangadhara Jagadishwara Ishwara Jaya Jaya Shankara Jaya Abhayankara Parvati Shankara Shambho Shankara Sarga Sthiti Laya Karana Karana Mrityunjaya Gananayaka Nayaka Umapate Shiva Shankara Shankara Gangadhara Jagadishwara Ishwara Jaya Jaya Shankara Jaya Abhayankara Parvati Shankara Shambho Shankara Jaya Jaya Shankara, Jaya Abhayankara. So I thought it would be a good start. Jaya Jaya Shankara, Jaya Abhayankara. Abhayankara means what? One who will remove all fears. He will cause you to be fearless. Who will do that? Shankara. Who is Shankara? The Lord Shiva. Who is he? Mrityunjaya. Mrityunjaya means the one who wins over time, one who wins over death. And this retreat, our teacher is Lord Yamaraja. Okay? Kathopanishad is, we will look into what's Upanishad, okay? But understand the teaching is about how do we handle, how do we understand, is there a way that one can transcend the fear of time? Is there a way one can be comfortable with this body being subject to time? Is there a way I can be comfortable being myself irrespective of what goes on around me? This is the subject matter of all Upanishads. A freedom from a sense of lack. An absolute freedom from a sense of lack. Why do I say absolute? Right now we are not afraid. We are comfortable in this class. But anytime a fear can come. So fear not being there is only temporary. Fear of death is always hanging like a sword. So is there a way to be absolutely free from the fear of death? Free from any kind of limitation, not just death. Fear that I will lose my job. Fear that my children won't do well. Fear that, that something, nobody will take care of me in my old age. Fear can be of so many kinds. Freedom from any lack. Freedom from any want. Is that possible or not? So our answer is yes, it is possible. If that is what you want. If you want an absolute freedom from a sense of lack, you have to really want it. Then Upanishad can open the door for you. And if we are interested in gaining some security, some relationships, that's no problem. But that will not free me from an absolute sense of lack. So only when a person says, I have achieved several things in life, I can see what more I can achieve in life, but none of them will free me from the sense of being wanting. And I want to be free from that sense of want for good. Such a person is a candidate, a person to whom the Upanishad has something to say. Okay? So the entire Veda, I don't know how many of you have heard or know about what is Veda. So I will start there very briefly. We have only 3.5 days this time, so I have to squish the introduction a little. So Veda is what? The word Veda means knowledge or a means of knowledge. A means of knowledge which tells you about ends which are unknown to you and means which are unknown to you. So suppose you want to earn some money. You know how to earn it, right? You do a job, you start a business. This is known to you. But do you know there is heaven? Nobody has seen it around. Do you know you can travel there after death? You don't know. You only know you can go to Australia or you can go to United States or Canada. Now we have another alternative. There is a beautiful place called heaven. When you go there, you don't age. You don't get born with a little body. You born young. And you live young. And whatever you wish will happen there. And you live a long time. If that's something that interests you, then it tells you how to get there. See, modern day heaven going interest has reduced. People don't believe in heaven, I think. But yet, on Vaikuntha Ekadashi, there will be a queue. That you will see. Which means what? There is an interest. Right? People come to a temple with that value. Because today, if I can crawl through that doorway, life is made. So what do we want? A cheap solution. We want what we want, but we want it really cheap. One day, if I can do that, that's good enough. One day in a year temple, it's not bad. But the idea that there is a heaven comes from where? That's the Veda. In our culture, if somebody doesn't do well or has a difficulty, what do we say? This is some past papa karma. Right? There is some past which is catching up with you. So you do something good now. Punya you earn. How do you know there's a past karma? How do you know you had a past or not? Do we remember our past life? Normally no. So this again is a subject matter of Veda. Whatever is not knowable through my sense of perception and inference, that kind of information, the source of that is Veda. It tells you both ends and means. Rain. Do you want rain? Good rain for a good harvest? We do. But there is no rain. You try artificial cloud seeding. Silver iodide you go and put somewhere. Does it always rain? We don't have that as a science yet. You try. But what is another way? The Veda says you do a yajna called Kariri. If you do that yajna, it will bring rain. So Pujya Swamiji says when he was a brahmachari, he was curious, does it work or not? So he asked some Panditji, who was very confident. He said, what do you need to do this yajna? He mentioned something. So Swamiji went about, made a hat collection and said, in an open ground in Bombay, in the middle of summer, where there are no trees, nothing around, a pendal was set up to do the Kariri yajna. And this man, the Panditji, comes with an umbrella. Blazing sun, blue skies. He comes with an umbrella. Why? He is sure it will rain. He does the homa. And before Purnahuti, it pours. What I'm saying is, it is not something that is not proven. But we can question, did it rain because of that or it just was coincidence? If we don't want to believe, there are 100 ways to negate it. But this is what the Veda has to say. So the Veda talks to us about unknown means and ends. This is the predominant part of the Veda. What is called as Karma Kanda, the first part of the Veda. You can move a little so you don't have to screen your neck. That's better. I like to see everybody's face. So, but all these ends and means are, you are a person who's achieving something, and that achievement happens in time and dissipates in time. So, I am depending on some achievement for my feeling good. If that achievement is taken away, then I am vulnerable. If I have fear of it being taken away, I am vulnerable. So, is there something which does not depend on anything for me to be okay? If there is something like that, it should be centered on me. I should be independently comfortable without depending on anything else. If there is such a possibility, what does it mean? I can be comfortable without any dependence on my own. But is that my experience today? What do I think? Do I think I am comfortable by myself, or do I think I am comfortable if I have a proper house, proper food, good savings account, good children? How many requirements do we have for us to be comfortable? Many. So, is it possible that I am comfortable, fulfilled by myself? We don't think so. But the Veda says, if you really know who you are the whole. You lack nothing. Now that teaching is only by understanding what my truth is. It's not a belief. It is, as well as you see this book, you can see the fact that you are free. It's not a belief. And that is the subject matter of the Upanishad. Upanishad is the last part of the Veda, also called Vedanta. Vedanta means that which is at the end of the Vedas. And this teaching, this knowledge, which makes you free from a sense of lack, which shows you you are already what you want to be, this knowledge is typically taught through a dialogue between a teacher and a student. And one such dialogue is the Kathopanishad. Okay? So the Vedas, there are 4 Vedas. What are they? If you heard, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharva Veda. Every Veda has an ending. And the ending is called Vedanta. And Vedanta is Upanishads. So there are many Upanishads. Now, this particular Upanishad belongs to what is called as Krishna Yajur Veda. And in that, see, Veda had multiple recensions, which means, there were families which chanted the Veda in a particular way. There could be a small textual variation as well. So in the Krishna Yajur Veda, there are 2 well-known shakhas. One is called Taittiriya Shakha. One more is to be called Katha Shakha. One recension of the Veda. In that recension is this Upanishad called Kathopanishad. So because the recension means a chanting style, and the text also varies a little. So that recension is called Katha Shakha, and therefore the Upanishad in that recension of the Veda gets the name Kathopanishad. And it's a dialogue between a boy, Nachiketa, and Yamadharma Raja. Yama means what? The Lord of Death, as far as we are concerned. So this boy Nachiketa is a student, and the teacher teaching this is Yamadharma Raja. So in our context, sitting on the shoulder of Nachiketa, we all become the students of Yamadharma Raja. So that you don't have a fear, we started with Jaya Jaya Shankara, Mrityunjaya. So there is no fear of death, there is no need to fear death. Mrityunjaya, Gananayaka Nayaka, Shiva Gananayaka, Umapate. Umapate means what? The Lord of Uma. Uma is Parvati. Parvati is Maya Devi. The Lord of Maya, one who wields the Maya. So to that, Hara Hara Shankar. What does Hara Hara mean? Hara means take away. Hara means take away. Take away what? Take away whatever I don't want. My fear. So that's the prayer. So we began with that prayer. So this Upanishad has got, 2 chapters and 3 parts in each chapter. A chapter is called Adhyaya. Sanskrit word is Adhyaya. And each sub-part in a chapter is called a Valli. It's just a name, okay? These are details which you don't remember, it doesn't matter. So each 2 Adhyayas, and each Adhyaya has got 3 Vallis. So how many Vallis totally? 6 Vallis are there, right? So in this short time, we will definitely do the first Valli, and I will try to see what we can do, how much we can do the second, because it will bring more interesting things to us. Okay? So that is what the intention of this is. And the first Valli is about a dialogue in which through Nachiketa we understand what does it take for a person, who is the person who really will be able to gain the knowledge in the Upanishad. What kind of a mindset one must have, what must be the goal in one's life for one to be interested in the Upanishad. That is what will be the focus of the first Valli. Okay? So this is what we are going to look into. So you will get a booklet at the end today, right, which will have the first and second Valli, so that depending on where we go, we can look at both. So are you all aware of the schedule here? So we'll have a morning puja in the temple, 5:30. Those of you who I would encourage all of you to come. It's not mandatory, but when you're here, you make good use of your time. 5:30, 5:45, you get a temple. Temple puja will go on up to 6:45, 7ish. Okay. Then 7:15, we will have a meditation session. 7:15 to 8. A request to all of you is, please be here on time for meditation. If you are late, I would prefer you don't come late. But if you have to come late, then try and don't disturb anybody else, because it should be quiet. I would suggest that you come and settle down 5 minutes before, at least for meditation sessions. And if people want to sit on the floor for the meditation, you're welcome to come and sit wherever you like. But make sure you're comfortable. 45 minutes at least, you should be able to sit comfortably without having to, move around much. So that will end at 8. And again, I will encourage all of you to sit for 5 minutes longer if you can, 10 minutes longer. Session will end. Breakfast bell will go. It's for you to decide what you will do. But if you leave early, which most of you will, again, leave quietly. If you have a cough, please, avoid disturbing others. Sit behind, do something about it. Because when it happens, people get disturbed. Though it's natural, I'm just saying, if you know, or you keep your lozenges, whatever you need, so that you can manage your cough well. So after that, we'll have tomorrow's first day. So Acharya of this Gurukulam, Swami Sadatmananda Saraswati Ji, will come and will light a lamp to inaugurate our retreat and probably talk to you for 5 or 10 minutes in the morning at 9. So please be here at 8:55 so we can welcome him and do the inauguration. After that, we'll have classes 9 to 10:15, then 11:30 to 12:45, and evening, I think I have put it as 4 to 5:30 or 5:15. Okay, these are the 3 classes we'll have. Then evening, same time, 8 o'clock, we'll have a satsang. Satsang means you can ask any questions you have. So during class, you can't ask me questions. I will talk and you listen. After class, you're welcome to ask. Either right then or during satsang. You write your questions and there's a question box, you drop it here and try to drop it as soon as you have a question and it will get typed up and we can address it in the night. That's what we will do in the evening satsang. Okay? And if you want to go around for a walk, in the Gurukulam, it's beautiful, you can walk around. And if you go near the walls of the boundary wall, you will find like a track where you can walk around. Okay, you can explore. So far as you're inside the Gurukulam, you're fine. All right? And I think about food, Nagesh ji already told you, there is, bland food available, boiled vegetables, dal. If you don't find it, ask for it. And sign up for it. He has left some sign-up sheets. Please do sign up for them. Okay? Any questions you have? And what he said in the end. See, we had one of our students who were to be in the retreat. She slipped and fell yesterday and broke her shoulder. So we don't want that to happen to anybody else here. Please be extra cautious and keep all your limbs intact. Okay? You have anything to ask? Feel free to ask right now on this matter, not question answer right now. Just asking you about anything in general. Anyone? Yes? It's happening. It's happening, and you will receive a recording on Google Drive, a link, and an unlisted recording on YouTube in time. Okay?